So basically we spent the past 6 years and we didn't even make a dent in the home service industry. So I got something I need to show you. Building $1 million window cleaning business isn't as difficult as you think. This is the math behind stacked plans.
If you don't have the team, then you obviously can't get the revenue done. Oh, it's low-key kind of chilly.
You get that ASMR? You can hear the crunch. So Mint's been in business for 6 years, and I think the past 6 years we basically banged our head against a wall trying to figure out the simplest way to grow a business, and we thought it was way more complicated than it actually is. It's way more simple than you think, and it's really just 3 phases. We have phase 1, which is figure out how to drive more leads. Phase 2, which is figure out how to stack recurring plans. And phase 3, which is how do you build a team that can fulfill on the jobs that you have.
Yeah.
So it's really not that hard.
No, yeah, that's simple. It only took us 6 years. Yeah, it's that easy. So we're just gonna be going over like an overview of those 3 things in this video, and then they're actually really extensive, each 3 of those phases. So we're gonna have to make their own videos after this video, and we're really gonna deep dive into those things. So it's actually gonna be really cool.
So basic overview in this video, 3-part series after this coming soon.
Deep dive.
Did you do dive in high school?
Nah, that's kind of sick.
All right, cool.
I like it. There you go. Yeah, this thing's cool. Nice.
Bought like $500 worth of other fittings and nozzles and
Fun toys.
that's Brennan's fault.
What's up with this angle on this?
It was for you, bro.
I know, but
It was just for the selfie.
dude. All right, dude. I wish I was like, I need to be like 2 inches taller. Here's what we got. So what we realized over the past 6 years is the problem is the home service industry is broken. And we thought originally we'd be able to solve this ourselves, but after 6 years we realized we can't do it by ourselves. I'm winded. So the solution that we came up with was, well, we need to transform the people that are in the industry. The reality of the home service industry is it's a people first industry. That's like our product is the people, right? I'll put it down. This is a little cycle that I created. This is what leads people to transform, or what leads people to change. And the core thing is what leads people to change is taking action. So how do we get people to take action and change? So the first thing, what we do is we inspire them. What happens here is people, basically they decide like, I want to do this thing. Once they've been inspired, they want to do the thing, but they don't know how. And so you need to inform them. They need the information of how to do the thing. And so once they've been inspired and once they've been informed, they now want to do the thing. They know how to do the thing, but they don't believe that they can do the thing. And so this is where it leads you to inspiration again, or you need to be inspired again. And so the only thing left is that they need to act and actually do the thing. And so when you act, that is what leads to transformation. And the reason why it's a circular drawing is because usually once you change, you get stagnant again and people get complacent. And so they need to be re-inspired, re-informed on how to do something. Anyways. So yeah, that being said, this is what we want to lead people through. And so the way that we truly believe that we can lead people to action, which will lead people to change, and we will change the entire home service industry, is what we realized we had to do is first set the standard, right? And so you guys, if you guys are new to the channel, sure, that's new. If you guys have been around, you know what set the standard, be the standard is. So step 1 is we need to set the standard, which means we need to establish what good is. And I think this is the core issue of the home service industry, is no one knows what good looks like. And so we want to establish what good is, which is set the standard. Then step 2 is be the standard. And the reason why this is really important is because if you just say what the standard should be and you don't live it, then it's not really proof. It doesn't prove that's possible. It's just like fancy words and like good for you, right? And so we knew that Mint needed to live the standard that we set. And we wanted Mint to be the example. And I feel like we've done a pretty good job at that over the past 6 years. And this is why we actually started the YouTube channel, is we needed to show that it was possible. And so we needed to, this is kind of where we start, is like we had built the foundation of Mint, and now we need to start showing it, and so we can inspire others to do the thing and teach people how to do the thing. And that's why we have our YouTube. The big part of this is like, we want to show and not tell. And so rather than just like saying what you guys should do, we try to just show what we do, and hopefully you guys can learn from the things that we do well and the things that we don't. And yeah, step 4 is the Mint movement. This is what we started within the past year. This is our community. And the point of the community is to help people overcome this section right here where they want to do the thing, they kind of know how to do the thing, and there's still an information gap, but also they don't believe that they can do the thing themselves. And so the best way to help someone do this, or help someone believe that they can do it, is have someone that's just like them in the same spot in their business be able to achieve something that they want to achieve. And so that is the point of the community, is to give them the other part of the information that's really hard to give on YouTube, but also to connect them with other people and see other people winning so they're inspired and they believe that they can do it themselves. And then that leads us to number 5, which is the final step, and we haven't been able to take action on this yet. Basically, step 1 through 4 was all to lead everyone to step number 5, which you need to stay tuned because we're going to get into what that looks like at the end of the video. Just know, everything that we are doing, there's a reason why. And we're trying to play like chess, not checkers. And so there's a reason behind why we're doing step 1 through 3, and it is all to make step 5 happen. Nico, what you building? It's up here? What is going on? Dude, are you scrapbooking? Dude.
There's no money on it. So they sent me every single property management company that's part of the group, and they sent me every single apartment.
Did you rip these out of a book?
Yeah, I ripped them out of a book so I can scan them, and then I'm gonna call each of them, find the name of them. Simple.
Nice, dude.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you. What we got, Logan? Do you have anything funny to say about marketing?
Nothing fun. I did just get the new ads.
Did you?
Show 'em.
Are they gas? There I am. You made me tiny. Oh, I'm bouncing around. Just bouncing around. I'm just bouncing. Dang. The problem is in that, got the freaking mustache in
Yeah,
it.
you got that stash. Hey, the ladies might like it.
Someone on the group call yesterday, in the Mid Movement call, said that they liked my stash in the chat.
Maybe say that. Keep it for the wedding.
Nah, I can't commit to that. Forever. All right, thanks, Logan. Let's go talk about why leads are important. Going back to the first phase of 3 phases, which is drive leads. Building $1 million window cleaning business isn't as difficult as you think, but also you don't need as many leads as you think. So if you were to break down the numbers of $1 million business, $1 million window cleaning business per month is $83,000 a month. That's how much you would have to sell. But the crazy thing is, if you were to look at Mint's numbers, we do over $1 million a year, but we only sell about $50,000 to $60,000 a month. And so you'd be like, well, how is that even possible? It's because in a market, you realistically can only sell so much from marketing or from your different marketing channels like Facebook, Google, yard signs, all that jazz. And so basically you reach a point in every single market where your marketing is capped. You could continue to push it, but you start to see diminishing returns. Rather than trying to force your way to sell $83,000 a month to get yourself to $1 million window cleaning business, you really only need to get to $20,000 a month. And then once you get to $20,000 a month, that's where phase 2 comes in, which is stack plans, because you can just continue to build revenue on top of that. The recurring begins to stack and stack and stack. And so yeah, you're selling 20K a month, but you're doing way more. And that's what we do in Utah. Like, we do over $100,000 a month from our recurring, but again, we only sell 50,000. With leads, once you've hit the plateau of, okay, this is how much I can sell, or at least how much I can sell with my current lead flow, rather than thinking like, well, how do I get more and more leads to get to the $83,000 a month? You just think, well, how do I get more from the clients that I currently have? And I think that's the thing that we missed out on for a really long time, was like, we were so focused on getting more clients that first of all, we didn't take care of the clients that we currently had, but we didn't get more out of them. And it's not necessarily like, how do you increase the average ticket? The idea is, how do you clean their windows more often? And so that's where phase 2 comes in. But obviously with marketing, like, there's a lot that you can do to get to $20,000 a month, and there's a lot that you can do to get to $50,000, $60,000 a month where we're at currently. And like, we will go way deeper in like, what are the different things that you can do, how you do them, when you should do them, at what stage you should do them. That will all be in like the drive leads video that we're gonna do in this series. So overall, the point that I'm trying to drive is like, there's so many things that you can do and it can feel really, really complicated. And also the goal of $83,000 a month to get to $1 million window cleaning company can feel very overwhelming. But it becomes more simple when you realize you only have to sell $20,000 a month. What are the things that you need to do to get to $20,000 a month as fast as possible? And then after that, stack plans and build team will take care of the rest. If I would have known at the beginning, I don't know if I would have way more money, but I would have lost a lot less money, which is nice.
There you go.
And I would have had a lot less sleepless nights.
It's raining.
Lovely weather we're having today.
Literally came out of nowhere, and it's supposed to rain tomorrow too. Yesterday, it showed clear skies. And woke up today, and it's not clear skies.
Sad.
Unfortunate, huh?
Yeah, it is what it is, you know? Control what you can control. So Ian, I'm gonna need you to fix this problem for me.
What, the weather?
Yeah. Gatlin's problems are solved.
I'll fix it.
That's called delegation.
I'll fix it.
That's called
I'll fix it.
So, big football. I mean, I shouldn't hold this. I don't even play football. All right. So, when people hit that plateau that we were talking about, usually they start looking through like two different options or two different doors. The first, Brenton's making me do an object lesson, so we're gonna do an object lesson. The first door, this is the first door. First door. All right. So the first door that people go through, or that they look at, is they're like, I can't get more leads, so how do I do more services? So they look after different services. They start adding pressure washing, gutter cleaning, soft washing, all that stuff, which is a great option. Like, honestly, we do it, but you don't need it to get to $1 million. And so that's the first door. The second door for the object lesson, this is the second door. I should have written something on the doors. But the second door, different types of clients. And so different types of clients is like commercial work. So again, they've maxed out their residential side. It's like, oh, well, let's start getting into the commercial market and getting different types of clients. Again, it works, and we're starting to do this as well. But like I had mentioned, like the previous door, you don't need it to get to $1 million. And the reason why you shouldn't do these before you get to $1 million is because different services and different clients requires different everything else. So it requires different marketing, different sales process, different training for your technicians, often different equipment. And so all these things that are different add complexity to the business. For me personally, I think simplicity scales. And so I want to keep the business as simple as possible and scale it to $1 million. And so the way that you do that is the third door. We're gonna do whiteboard talking here, so this is good. So the third door is more often. So rather than doing different clients, different services, you do the same clients, same services, just more often, which is service plans. So that's how you break through the plateau. I think the lighting's kind of nice in here. It's kind of like warm and inviting. That's how service plans will be in your business. I'm just kidding. So this is the math behind stacked plans, and this is why doing the same thing, same clients, just more often is better. All right, so stacked plans, the numbers. These are the actual numbers of how it works. And so if you were just able to do $20,000 a month of new sales and you converted 25% of those plans on quarterlies, what this would result to after 12 months is you'd have $240,000 in ARR or $20,000 in MRR. And so this goes back to our whole model of like 20, 20, 20. This is the 20 of MRR. And so math over time, if you were to do this for 4 years, this is how you get to $1 million. And to preface this, this is why I explain like just doing a hard thing for a long period of time is where you win, because like you're not going to build $1 million business in the first year, but if you just did it for 4 years, it's very simple. So this is how you do it. In year one, if you followed these numbers, you do $330,000 in the first year. 90 of that would be from sold revenue, and the difference, so I think that's $240,000. That's because that's the amount that you would stack in ARR. Following year, if you were then to stack it on top of the next year, the crazy thing is you do $570,000 that year, but you have $330,000 in ARR. The crazy thing is, as we go through this, you'll notice that your ARR from this year is the same as your total revenue from the previous year. And that's what, like the power of plans, because it stacks. And so going into year 3, you do $810,000 with $570,000 in ARR. And in year 4, you can ride your $1 million business into the sunset. You break $1.5 million and you have $810,000 in recurring revenue. Like you could turn off marketing and you do $810,000, which is crazy. And so disclaimer with this, just to be clear, is this is like in a perfect scenario with zero seasonality and zero churn. But also on top of that, if you do have churn and you do have seasonality, the crazy thing is like our standard is 50% conversion on plans. And I was only doing the math of 25%. So if you did half of standard, you would do $1 million a year after 4 years. And the crazy thing is, this is only with selling $20,000 a month. Like you don't have to, this was my point that I was trying to drive with drive leads. Like you don't even need more than $20,000 a month in new sales to get to $1 million if you stack plans on top of it. Now, if you don't stack plans, you'll hit that exact plateau and you'll probably explore those 2 doors, overcomplicate your business before you even need to. And so this is the simplest model. It's like same service, same client, more often, $20,000 a month in new sales, 25% on quarterlies, leads you to 20K in MR, and boom, 1 million after 4 years. So obviously in theory, very simple, and that's the point. The model needs to be simple, and execution is a little bit more complicated. And so the things that you need to do in order to be able to make this happen. So the first thing that you need is a compelling plan offer. Like there needs to be a reason why clients are going to sign up for a plan. And like I said, we'll get into that deeper in another video. The whole point of this video is just to give you context on the $1 million model. So again, you need to have a good offer. You need to have the right agreement to actually set proper expectations so people know what they're signing up for. The next thing is you need to have a good sales process. And so like you need to be able to guide the clients through the process from lead to sale and becoming a client, and that needs to be smooth. And then the final thing that you need is sales skill, which breaks into like the script, which is the right words to say, and tonality, which is how you say those words. And so if you're able to have all 4 of those things, you'll be able to make this happen. Very simple model, execution is where people fall short. We're going to be helping with execution in another video, so you guys can just like copy and paste our model. All this is contingent. Like the model is great, but it is contingent on good retention, which is based off service. This is the big unlock in business that we realize. Getting jobs is easy. Stacking plans is easy. But building a team of technicians that you can maintain high quality service at scale is the entire game. And so like that's the next part of the model is how do you build a team to be able to do that? Is he gonna do that section?
Ian's gonna get into it.
Yeah.
Are you getting into it?
Boy's dialed. Just say yes. He doesn't even know he said yes to.
Sounds good. So let's go get into it.
Nice. I like it.
Phase 3, build a team. It's going to be the most important part of, I think, this whole thing, because if you don't have the team, then you obviously can't get the revenue done. We've been building our team for 6 years now. It's an ongoing process, and I don't think it'll ever be a finished process. Always building a team, always making it stronger. We've had really bad teams, probably up until like 3 years ago. So in like 2023, we made over 40 hires that year for our technician team. We ran 2-man crews. We ended up with 16 technicians, but we had to make 40 hires to get to that point. And it was a mess. Our training program wasn't dialed. Everyone was on hourly, so our guys were kind of just like milking the clock. Really inefficient too. So we were only doing about per crew like $1,200, so like $600 per technician. And it was taking them like 8 to 9 hours to do that, which was not efficient at all. The year after that, we came to a realization that less is more. So that year we did like 1.3 million. And that year we changed everything. We did 1.8 million. Less is more, and we were able to be way more efficient. Our technicians were able to make a lot more money. So that was a really big unlock for us. We figured out like what a solo technician is able to do in a month, which is $20,000. So everything that we do with our truck setup, with commission structure, how we book jobs, how we schedule jobs, is to get technicians to that $20,000 mark a month, because then that's when like the technician's making good money, the company's making money. Overall, like everyone's pretty dang happy with that mark. So everything that we do is to have a $20,000 month for each technician. So that's exactly everything that phase 3 entails. Building a team, how to make your team super efficient so that the company can make money, but also the technician can make good money as well. So you can start creating like a career path for them. So in the third video of this series, we're gonna be going in a deep dive of building a team and everything that we do to get your technicians and get your team to that point. Look, dude, this is insane, bro. Just be living here, bro. Utah is so what is it? What was the word? Oh my gosh, underrated. I was trying to think of that. Utah is just so underrated. Like, come on, bro. Stick around when that grave arrives. One chance to throw your time in every single wave that you wanna ride. You are watching a master at work. It's something about a new blade and like you just can't. Oh. They get stuck. But dude, like, come on. You can't beat it. Dialed.
What the F? You know what it is? I had to get the whiteboard number 2 because I was using one for my brain dumps, and then I needed one for the content. I think I have an addiction. Sometimes you have Christmas in May or April. May? I should know it's May. It's late my wedding month. Dang. My bad. So Ian just wrapped up our 3 phases. He just went through build team. And I'm sure you guys are wondering, like, if you guys have this so figured out, why wouldn't you guys just keep this for yourselves? And why would you give it all away on YouTube and in the next series and all this stuff? And there's a method to the madness. So this is our master plan. The reason why is because we believe that we can build the biggest window cleaning company in the nation together. That is the goal. And the reason why we came up with this is because we've explored 3 different options. The first option is corporate expansion. That's what we did in Las Vegas with Big Mike. Basically, we developed a person in-house, we moved them to another state. He managed that branch with profit share and the opportunity to earn equity. And it's honestly worked out great. The only problem with it is speed. So, like I said, problem with speed, because we've been in business for 6 years and it took us that long to develop a big mic. And so the faster business model is franchising. Way faster because people come to you and they give you money to start the locations. And so you solve the constraint of both people and of money. Problem with franchising, because we went down this path. Like I paid $30,000 for an FDA, and this is the problem with franchises, is they're really bad for franchisees for the most part. There's some franchises that are good, so I'm not gonna trash on all franchises, but the franchisor, the guy that runs the franchise, makes a ton of money. And this is why, because this is their business model. Is basically they only sell areas where you can do $500,000 in revenue because they want to sell as many areas as possible. And what this means is if you run a 20% margin, that's $100,000 a year in profit. The problem is you usually are investing $100,000 in startup costs and buying the brand, and then you're paying a 10% royalty on your revenue, not on profit, which on 500K, 10% of revenue is 50K. So if you do 100K in profit and you pay 50K, you're building this, you just spent so much money to build this business and you're basically capped at 50K a year, which is, I mean, if you make 50K, that's awesome. But that's not that's not the opportunity that I would want to create for people. And so I was like, franchising is not going to work for us. I'm just saying, if you only bought a single location, it makes it really hard for you to make the money that you want to make and make your investment back. And so most successful franchises or franchisees are buying like 4 to 8 locations, which is like a crazy upfront investment. But a single location in a bad franchise, like you're just burning your money. I was like, franchising, freaking not gonna work. And so the third opportunity or the third model is partnerships. And this is like the M&A route or merger and acquisition. And the way that we figured out about this was there's actually a company here in Utah. You guys can look them up. They're called Any Hour. And this isn't their exact model, but they're the ones that inspired this. Is basically what they do. They do HVAC, electrical, plumbing. They partner with other brands in the same market and in other markets. They all operate together with the same back end, but they have different brands on the front end. What this allows them to do is they've created a monopoly in the Utah market and no one knows. Clients don't know. And so they just took over the whole market together. So that's what I wanted to do. It's like how this works. Like, why would people partner? This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I don't even know fully how valuations work. This is just what I understand. And so don't sue me. So how valuations work is you can sell your business for a percentage or a multiple of EBITDA. And EBITDA is a fancy word for profit. And with that multiple of profit goes up the bigger your business gets, because the bigger your business gets, the more infrastructure there is, the more management, and the less risk it is for investors. And so the more likely it is for them to make their money back. If you have like a $1 million company, you're usually looking at like a 2x multiple. Once you break like the 10 million, you can start looking at like the 3 to 5x multiple. And when you break like 50 million and you have good recurring great systems, you can sell for like a 7 to 10x multiple. And so not only can you sell it for more because the business has more profit, but also because it gets a higher multiple. And so this is what it looks like. If you have $1 million business, let's just say it's a window cleaning business, you run a 25% profit margin, which is pretty good. That would be 250K in profit. You would get a 2x multiple on this. So the value of your business is about 500K. If you do 100 million, and you run the same profit margin, that would be $25 million. But now you get a 10x multiple. And so the value on this is $250 million. So if you were to divide this, say you have 100 locations doing $1 million each location, instead of being worth $500,000, is now worth $2.5 million. And so together, the businesses are worth 5x more than they would be by themselves. And so this is why people partner up and build something big together, because they get a bigger valuation together. And so that's what I want to do. That's my vision, and that is why we share everything. That's why we share everything for free. And obviously we have them at Movement, and like it does cost money. I don't really care about the money. The money is more of a filter to like filter people that aren't good operators out. So if you don't make money, you probably shouldn't buy it. The problem though that we are trying to solve with that is because partnerships only work if the businesses themselves are good enough to get to $1 million plus, and they run a good profit margin, and they have systems and recurring revenue. Because like, yeah, you don't have to have the same brand. Like in the Any Hour model, they don't have the same brand, but they run the same systems and they have a great model. And so what we are trying to do, the problem that we were trying to solve with the Movement and with our content, everything, the window cleaning industry is probably one of the most fragmented industries in home service, but also like just in any business industry. And so the problem that we were trying to fix with that is because no one has systems or recurring, we want to help as many people implement the same systems that we have as possible and build as much recurring revenue as possible and build as much profit. So then we could take all these people that we're friends with and they're our dogs and they've all built something great, and we can just scoop them all up together and sell them for a 10x multiple rather than a 2x. That's the goal. I would say like we have our vision and we have our mission. And our vision is to set a new standard for the home service industry and elevate the industry as a whole. Our mission as Mint is to build the biggest window cleaning company that there has ever been. And the way that I think we're going to do that is through merger and acquisition and teaching people what we know. And if people want to partner with us, we're going to build something awesome. And if people want to take that same knowledge and implement it in their businesses and not partner with us, we still set a new standard for the home service industry and fix the industry. So it solves two problems at once, two birds with one stone. That is an inside scoop, what we are thinking. This is why we do everything that we do. And this is why like we give so much value for free. Because like we really do believe that like window cleaners are good. I think that people are good in the industry. I think they just lack the tools and the knowledge to be successful. And so if we can give that knowledge as much as we can for free and then also help people implement it in the Mint movement, I think it's going to make a pretty big impact both for Mint and for the industry as a whole. Watch our content, implement, join the Mint movement if you want. If you don't, that's chill too. We're going to make ours. But we got some good things cooking in there. It's been pretty cool. The next 3 episodes, we're going to go way deeper on the 3 phases of our business model of drive leads, stack plans, and build a team. This was kind of just like an overview so you guys understand how they all work and you have context. You want me to do the thing?
Do the thing.